سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح تنهدى يا صاحي كي تستريح وبث الدعاء الخفي الصريح.
الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Amma ba'du, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And welcome to 3C Hanafi. We are on types of filth and we are on H. So vomit, that's what I left you. Vomit of a human, and this includes a baby because last time I checked they were still human, even though they looked quite different. And whilst I'm on that topic, isn't it strange how women always say that, what does this baby look like? And men say it looks like a baby. You know, all babies look exactly the same. What's the difference between, they've all got like scrunched up faces, sort of a little tiny nose there, and that's it. They all look the same. So I'm not sure if the women are just saying that for the sake of saying it, or there's something that we're missing out on. But anyway, the vomit of a human, which includes a baby once it has been breastfed once or fed by the bottle, or an animal, and which is irrespective of the quantity. With respect to the human and the baby, the vomit needs to be a mouthful. Now we do mention this mouthful, and I guess each person's mouth is different, so the quantity that each person can hold within their mouth will vary. So I'm not going to force feed myself, but here's some water, and what we're in here, we've got 500 mils in here. Okay, bismillah. Now, I took a mouthful, and I would say, and before you say, this guy's just guessing, I have worked in the chemical field for about 13 years, so I'm pretty good at determining volumes, and I would say that was no more than 50 ml, if that. And if you don't believe me, I'll take a gushful upstairs and I'll spit it into a measuring cylinder to be certain, but I would say that's no more than 50 ml. And I don't claim to have a big mouth, but let's call that average, shall we, 50 ml. So a baby, is going to have a much smaller mouth, even though they make a lot of noise from that mouth. They will have a much smaller mouth, so that could be something as little as 10, 15 ml. So I appreciate that the books do write about mouthfuls, but in this case, because you're determining it, for an adult, it may be a little bit easier to determine a mouthful. And what's a mouthful? It's when you can't suppress it back any further. We've all had the problem, haven't we? When we can feel it coming up and we really should be running to the toilet or the sink. But instead, we're sort of like fighting it until eventually, it's so powerful that we see little streams triggering. I'm sorry if you're eating. And then we have to make a rush for the toilet. So rather than sort of saying, was it not a mouthful? My suggestion would be that if you do vomit, then apart from the fact when you're categorically sure it's not, and that's if you just kind of feel like something coming up and you just sort of kind of bite it back and you can feel a tinginess, acidity in your mouth, then that's vomit, because the acid is not coming from your mouth, it's coming from your stomach. So that's vomit, even though it may not have whatever you just eaten in it, but it's still vomit. Now, if you can sort of like fight it and you spit that out, then that's not a mouthful. But as soon as there's something coming up, then 9 times out of 10, if not virtually 10 out of 10, it is a mouthful. So that's why we may as well generalize it. Why vomit is considered as an impurity, we can understand feces and urine. This is based upon the narration from Abdullah ibn Umar when he said that a person who has a nosebleed, vomits, or experiences discharge during sexual arousal, which is the madhi, which we'll move on to next, then he should go and perform ablution. That's been transmitted by Abdul Razak 2/339, number 3609, Ibn Abi Shayba 2/194, and Ibn al-Mundhir in al-Awsat 1/183. It's also been narrated from Sayyidina Ali ibn Abi Talib and Sayyidina Abu Huraira radiyallahu anhuma. And that's in the case of Abu Huraira and Abu Talib, we have that transmitted by Bayhaqi 2/256 and Ibn al-Mundhir in al-Awsat 1/183, matter number 27. So included there was nosebleed, the blood we've already mentioned, discharge, we will move on to that next. So there's evidence already mentioned in this narration for that next point, and also obviously vomit. And it hasn't been categorized in terms of the quantity there, which is why I say precautionary. If you feel the acidity, then that's not a mouthful, because normally it just sort of comes up. You feel the bitter taste, okay, but you don't feel anything. When you feel that, you know, that push coming up, okay, when you literally feel as if somebody's come up from behind you and bear hugged you, then trust me, that's more than a mouthful. That's, you know, the River Nile opening up, and it, you know, you will feel it come up. So that's not one to sort of then speculate, was it, wasn't it? All right, 7 seconds. Wow, goodness me, that was perfect timing, like I really planned it. So we're going to leave it there, inshallah ta'ala, and we'll pick this up, the next one, in the next discussion. I'm not sure if I actually marked this, but I think I haven't. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين.
بث الدعاء الخفي الصريح يسعك الفضل